Welcome back to action from the Extreme Festival of Motorsport at Killarney International Raceway, and it's now time to get into our South African Touring Car Championship. It's a big battle amongst the touring cars and an even bigger one amongst the Supacup category competitors. But needless to say, at Killarney there is always action in these categories, and expecting to see a big fight. Robert Volk will be looking to try and wrap up the championship. He's in a very good spot at the moment, and some good results here this weekend could secure him that number one plate again. Keegan Campos is the leader of the South African Touring Car Super Cup class, but he's still got a lot of work to do, with Mokgotsi up close and personal and looking to try and spoil his weekend and possibly take that number one plate for 2024. The car's out onto the all-important qualifying, and the Gazoo Racing boys have had a bit of a tough time of it over the last couple of races. And after a big off-road crash, Saud Variawa will be stepping out of his car, and Saad, his brother, will be doing some reserve duties. Robert Volk, Julian van der Walt, Pretorius and Van Rooyen are the top of the touring car grid, and a fantastic effort from Tate Bishop to put it on pole position ahead of Keegan Campos. But how's that field behind them? Look out for a big battle once again here at Killarney International Raceway. Congratulations from Dunlop to Robert Volk and to Tate Bishop for their pole position awards. And as mentioned, the number 5 will be Saad Variawa as opposed to Saud, as we get ready to go now in the city of Cape Town for the first heat of race action from the South African Touring Cars and Super Cup class. Tate Bishop and Keegan Campos at the front end. Here we go to the touring cars, and Van der Walt will be looking to dive through early on if he can in that Golf GTI, but it's going to be Robert Volk who knows exactly what to do in situations like this. It's 2 wins on the day and the championship's his, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. But how was that maneuver around the outside coming from Van Rooyen? The Rustenburg Rocket is looking to spoil the day. He's literally the only man who can give him a run for his money in terms of the championship, so it's all up to Michael Van Rooyen to give Robert as much pressure as he can and force a mistake out of that WCT and Chemical Logistics BMW. Look at where Julian van der Walt ended up, right back in about 5th or 6th place there. It's a good start from Tate Bishop. He's keeping Campos on the high side. Brad Liebenberg in the starlet, trying to dive through there for 3rd. He just squeezes things out. Oh, somebody off track there, running a little bit wide, coming out of that final turn. Thanks to Marius for the aerial material. And I think it could possibly have been Shamil Variawa. Remember, Shamil Variawa, the dad in the Variawa family, hasn't been in a circuit racing car for a long, long time. And I think he might have just got caught out with the fracas that happens in Super Cup and went off track slightly coming out of turn number 1. It's Tate Bishop, the local man, who leads things out, but more importantly than that is, can he keep it all together and stay ahead of the hard charging Keegan Campos, who wants to get as many points as he can out of this one. As they come out of Vostron corner, it's Pretorius who's made his way up nicely as well. Anthony Pretorius up into 3rd place and looking to close things down there on his fellow Toyota driver in Michael Van Rooyen. But Robert Volk has opened up a little bit of a margin. It's about a car, maybe 2 car lengths into turn 1. Pretorius has a big dive on the inside there for Lee Thompson Racing, but can he find a way through? No, not yet. He's got a bit of pressure coming from Natium Samanga on his tail as well. So a bit of a meat in the sandwich there between the 2 Gazoo Racing boys. And then Van der Walt looking to try and come back here after a dismal start. He ended up going back 3 positions off the start line as he was on the 2nd position on the grid. Remember, that's that front row, and it didn't work out for him at all. Let's see what Julian can do. Oh, he's even using inside curbs. That's right, he's trying to cut the track. It makes a little possible of manoeuvring to happen, but that can also be costly because it can either ruin the tyre and possibly even puncture it. Further back in the pack, Nicky Vostanis. What? Nicky Vostanis that high up? That's amazing stuff coming out of him. One of his best starts ever there coming out of Nicky Vostanis. So watch out for that young man. He is putting pressure onto the back end by the looks of it of Davide Franco. And then you've got JP van der Walt behind him. That's a turnaround of the books of note. So the more seasoned campaigners there are starting to feel the effects of seasons racing now, as the rookies are getting to grips with these cars. Nicky Vostanis being the man I'm talking about when it comes to the rookies in this category. Tate Bishop, certainly not a rookie, and knows his way around the circuit very well. He leads the pack. Campos is tucked in behind him. Then it's Brad Liebenberg in the starlet, that Toyota starlet. And watch here from Tate Bishop's point of view. How's this 360 degree of Tate Bishop straight back into the face of the hard-charging Keegan Campos. Can he find a way to stay ahead of him all the way through this? Tate Bishop would love to secure a victory here for the Cape Town crowds. Big move on there just in the background as well. It looks like Mokgotsi might be under a bit of pressure. Jonathan Mokgotsi starting to feel it big time as we go now 180 degrees and see the forward-facing position here of the angry racing man, Tate Bishop, as he comes across the line. That's a lovely shot that we got from that car as they go across there. There's the gap. That's opening up, and looks like Brad Liebenberg's under a bit of pressure there from both of those Volkswagen racing machines. Visser coming through along with Machotsi. Oh, somebody's locked up. One of the Volkswagens is locked up there big time. He managed to catch it. I think it might have been Machotsi. Visser just dives through there. Or was it? Yes, it was. Machotsi getting a little bit out of shape. And here comes Visser. Visser looking to pounce now. And he gets ahead of his teammate as Machotsi made a big mistake into turn one. Locking up big time. Jason Campos avoided it only just, and well done to him for doing that. Michael Van Rooyen runs wide, so does Pretorius. Pretorius, I think, was caught target fixation there. Watch Van Rooyen, he gets going. Does he get, oh, fortunately doesn't get stuck in the kitty litter. I was a bit worried about him there, and then comes back on track just ahead and almost into the T-bone there of Andrew coming from the background. So, well, Andrew Schofield just having to avoid the return of Anthony Pretorius. Here comes Van der Walt, once again, inside line again on that curb. It's a good hot line to have, but a couple of times over that one, as I said, could be dangerous to those left-hand tyres. Back to action now from the Super Cup, and the battle for second place is starting to heat up. Campos certainly feeling the pressure coming from behind. Machotsi's looking to close him down, but Campos is just soaking that pressure up. Oh man, look at this. Look how close this is. Bishop gets right up onto that wall. Sure, nearly took out some of the spectators. That's how close Tate Bishop is going to the wall. He knows that using that wall will give him a little bit more slipstream down the main straightaway, and he's pulled a bit of a margin. Jason Campos now ahead of Brad Liebenberg. Liebenberg seems to be dropping by the wayside slightly into the clutches of Franco and of Nicky Vastanis. In the background, though, the flag came out in amongst that pack, and it was Robert Volk who came through to take the victory ahead of Julian van der Walt and Michael van Rooyen. Amazing drive from those three drivers. That is a good possibility of one hand on the trophy there for Volk. We're not done yet, though. It's still Super Cup action headed down towards Damstip. And Campos is trying to keep Machotsi out. I don't think they're going to catch the angry car. Tate Bishop looks like he's got it sewn up for the victory here, and his first win on home soil in the Super Cup class. Visser's dropped a little bit further back as well. Then we've got a bit of pressure now from Brad in the closing stages onto the back end of Jason Campos. As I said, Nicky Vastanis just behind Franco. That is an incredible drive. His best finish of the season so far. They're coming out of the rookie. As they come down towards the braking. Here we go. Machotsi looking to get inside. Oh, but just holds the line. Campos just keeps the door shut. Not going to give any room there to the man for second. That's the fight for the lead of the championship, not for the lead of the race. The lead of the race is Tate Bishop's, and the victory will be his as well. As they come through there, the angry team are ecstatic as Tate Bishop goes to take the checkered flag and win in his home circuit for the first time in Super Cup, beating out Jason Campos and Jonathan Machotsi. Visser comes through for the fourth place, and behind him, Jason Campos. So it's Robert Volk, Van der Walt, Van Rooyen, Schofield and Pretorius beating out Saad Variawa. Tate Bishop takes the win in the Super Cup class, beating out Campos, Machotsi and Charles Visser. Jason Campos was just behind them, then Brad Liebenberg, but a good run, as I mentioned, from Nicky Vastanis and Cara Hill up there as well. And with this victory, Robert Volk, one hand on the trophy for the championship.
We've had great pace, and to convert it in the first race, fantastic. Obviously Michael was certainly quick in the opening couple of laps, but I think we set up the car so that progressively would get better. And once he had that gap and broke the toe, just maintained it basically. So yeah, I think we're in a good space for race 2, so looking forward to the reverse grid.
Keeping his fans happy was Tate Bishop taking the win in the Super Cup class.
Brilliant race. We put it on ball and quali, so everything was looking good for race 1, and I just had to do one thing, and that's just keep it in front, and I did. Not easy by any means. Keegan was just constantly applying the pressure. There's not a second there where I couldn't stop thinking. So yeah, really tough race, but very happy with the result. P1 never hurt anyone.
Will there be more P1s after the break? Join us to find out if Volk and Bishop can do it again. Fantastic action from the first one. Looking forward to the second one now. And the premier class of saloon car racing in this country are bringing along the likes of Dunlop, SKF and Wix as part of their associated sponsors. And that was why lots of drivers are looking to try and get seats and secure them for 2025. But we've got one more race to do here at Killarney and 2 more at Swartkops. And we've got 2 drivers who have already taken victories here today that are definitely going to look to try and secure a double victory. The most important one would have to come from Robert Volk. If he gets it, he will secure the championship. I'm sure that Tate Bishop is eager to please his Cape Town fans for another one. Here we go. as they head toward turn number 1 in a reverse grid. Remember, Robert Volk will have to come from the back of that pack of touring cars, and it's going to be Pretorius around the outside, trying to squeeze through there and find a way on Saad. Saad Variawa hangs on though. Brilliant stuff there. What a debut from the youngster. Hasn't been in a touring car ever before and had to start the second race from pole position, and he's got some pressure already coming from his stablemates, and it looks like he's lost out in a big way. Understandably, you do not want to be in this mix with those kind of drivers. Back to Supacup as they head into turn 1, and Machotsi looks like he's got the whole shot. He's managed just to get ahead there of Campos. Tate Bishop looks straight back into the clutches of 2 cars tagging. Oh, was that Visser giving Jason Campos a bit of a tag? It was. Visser and Campos coming together there by the looks of it. Campos managed to get back on track just ahead, but look at all the smoke and dust coming off that car as he came into turn 2. As they come through there, it's Dean Fenter who's in that mix. Here comes Robert Volk on the inside of his teammate. Schofield gives him some room. Van der Vat dives on the inside as well. He might not give enough room there to Pretorius. Pretorius will probably have to work a bit harder to find a way through on Schof, and he does. He forces Schofield wide, and Schof puts a wheel on the dirt as they start the second lap. It's Michael van Rooyen out front. Now, Michael van Rooyen out front, that is a dangerous position to be in. The Rustenburg Rocket on a restart, particularly from the reverse grid, has been a difficult man to beat in the past. In 2024, can he do it here in Cape Town and keep the man who would be king in this championship out of winning his title here and make him go all the way to Swartkops? We'll have to wait and see. Julian van der Vat, he is now looking for a chance to spoil the day of both those cars ahead of him. Here we go, aerial material back to the Super Cup class. And looks like Machotsi is going to try and hang on to this one. He's had a fantastic start. Look at Brad Liebenberg though. Liebenberg is coming along for the ride there big time in 4th place. The red car, the Toyota Starlet, is all over Bishop and looking for a way through. Bishop's doing the same thing to Campos. Campos versus Bishop versus Liebenberg. How many times we've said that this season? Plenty. And it's always been phenomenal race action as we see again as they come out of Sorrel Sweep. It's tight stuff there from them, and they get real up close and personal coming onto that back straight away. You need to be in the slipstream to try and use it. Look to see if any push-to-pass mechanism gets used here. No, not yet. Maybe hanging on to them for a bit later on in the race. Bishop trying to use the slipstream. In the background, you can see Fisser's trying to use the slipstream on Brad as well, as Charles Fisser closes the gap. It's 5 cars now fighting for the lead. Fisser goes high and wide in the Astron Volkswagen Motorsport car as they come out of turn 5 looking for a way through on Brad Liebenberg. Back to the front end, and touring cars could change up. There we go. Robert Volk dives on the inside. Little touch between him and Van Rooyen. They're still touching coming out of the corner. Van Rooyen's got the inside line for the kink, but it'll be the inside line for Damps, which Robert Volk has, and he secures it as Michael Van Rooyen runs wide. Van Rooyen runs wide and Van der Vat sneaks through. Here comes Pretorius. Pretorius might get past as well. Oh, Michael Van Rooyen making an epic mistake there coming out of Damps Dip. Opening up the door. Robert Volk said, thank you very much, I'll have that. Pretorius had to fight a bit harder for it, but Julian van der Vat was literally the Fenter trailer right behind that BMW and followed him through. So we got WCT at the front end, 1 and 2. It is Lee Thompson racing in 3rd and Gazoo racing in 4th as they come down to Cape Town. This time the change up is Volk at the front. So Robert Volk is exactly where he needs to be, having to come from the back of the pack and get through on that reverse grid. It's taken him 3 laps, but he's there. And he's now looking to try and open up a bit of a margin. Van der Vat behind him. And then Pretorius. Here comes Schofield. The back end of that field. Looks like we might have lost the second of those cars there in terms of Saad Variawa. He's pulled into pit lane. I don't see where he's ended up, unfortunately, but Variawa, well, it's a bit of a baptism of fire he had to deal with. Back to Super Cup, and here they go. First 5 across the line. Watch for the second 5 as well. That's for Starnes, JP van der Walt, Davide Franco, and Cara Hill. Dean Fenter behind him. So it's 5 at the front, a little bit of a gap, and another 5 cars fighting as hard as what these first 5 are. Maybe a little bit less, but it's always great action in Super Cup. But here we go. This is Campos now defending from Tate Bishop. Bishop under attack from Brad. Brad had a big look there into turn 2. Oh, spinners down at the bottom end. Is that Shamil? Yes, Shamil, and it looks like that might have been Roberto Franco. Yes, the birthday boy spins out on his birthday. Oh, and there's big action here. Oh, the angry car and Campos coming together. Campos just getting a little tag on the back end there from Tate Bishop, and he gets sent sideways. He's ended up in the tyre barrier right next to the clubhouse. Keegan Campos, that is a huge moment. We're on board here with Tate Bishop, as you can see him trying to make up some ground now after he went and had that little tag. He has another touch, and it's between Fisser this time. Fisser and Bishop touching each other, the 2 Cape Town boys coming out of Cape Town corner. Fisser's moved up 1 place. I think Bishop might have been rattled ever so slightly there, but let's have a look at that one more time here. This is from Tate Bishop's point of view. He comes up on the inside of Campos. Whoa, Campos was a bit out of shape there. I don't know how to call that. I can't even tell you what went wrong there, but the two cars certainly came together, and that was a big pity to lose Keegan Campos. He's in the tyre barrier on the right-hand side of that shot as they all go flying past. That is Roberto Franco just coming in amongst those touring car competitors now. The back end of Supacup being caught by the quicker cars in the touring car side of things. And Nicky Vastanis has kept JP out, or has he? JP coming on the inside now for Platinum Wheels, trying to find a way through. This has been a super battle right through both races. I think JP van der Walt was thinking to himself, hang on a second, I haven't had to fight this kid all year long. Checkered flag about to come out. It's going to go to Robert Volk, who's going to get the victory. Yes, he is. Volk takes the victory, and that will wrap up the championship. And he wins out comfortably in the end over his stablemate, Julian van der Walt. Van der Walt beats out Pretorius. Back to the final couple of corners here for Supacup, and Makhotzi's got the win in the bag by the looks of it. Brad Liebenberg's got up to second. He's got through on Tate Bishop. Bishop could still secure overall victory here with that third place, but it's going to be Makhotzi for the win, and it's going to keep the Supacup championship all the way down to the wire at Supacup. Brad Liebenberg in that starlet for second will be happy with that performance after a bit of a tough one in the first one. And Tate Bishop in third, as I said, should secure overall for the day. Robert Volk takes the win and the championship. Julian van der Walt in second and Pretorius in third. Michael van Rooyen in fourth place ahead of Schofield. Jonathan Makhotzi, Liebenberg and Tate Bishop were the top three in the Supacup class. And Roberto Franco's 15th overall secures him the Masters title in Supacup. Let's catch up now with double winner and the new champion, Robert Volk.
Reverse grid race is always difficult. Seldom do I actually get through and win. I think it's maybe the first one I've won from sixth. So yeah, it was fantastic. Great start, and just had great pace. The car balance was great, and yeah, the traffic was difficult towards the end, but yeah, compliment to the team. The car was fantastic all weekend, and yeah, it was a pretty much flawless weekend.
Jonathan stays in the hunt for Supacup.
I think we knew that we had some pace unlocked from race 1. I was really fortunate that we were able to start on pole for race 2 and basically just manage things. And I saw, lap 1, lap 2, where I could kind of hold the gap at a comfortable pace. And I'm not exactly sure what happened behind me. I think there was an incident with Keegan and someone else, and really unfortunate for him. But we did what we had to do. And yeah, man, the team have done a phenomenal job. I'm poked, I'm tired, gonna go home and sleep and celebrate later.
In the SATC, it is Robert Volk who wraps up the number 1 plate. Van Rooyen, Van der Walt and Pretorius still in with a shot for second and third place though as we head to Swartkops. In the Supacup class, Jonathan Makhotzi's good day certainly moved him up 13 points ahead of Keegan Campos, and Charles Visser still in with a shot for that second spot. After a fantastic day's racing in the Mother City, we'll see you at Swartkops for the final round of the Extreme Festival of Motorsport. All this Extreme Festival action is proudly brought to you by Astron Energy, Volkswagen Motorsport, Dunlop Tires, and InvestChem Chemical Logistics.